You open your eyes for the first time, and oh no, you've just been born a Mandalorian. There's no comforting embrace, no warm nursery, and definitely no baby shower. Instead, you're probably crying inside a bunker on some outer rim planet while a bunch of armoured cultists argue over what type of blaster is best for infant defense training. Oh, and your parents? Wiped out, slaughtered by separatist battle droids. You don't get the luxury of growing up with bedtime stories and cookies. No, your childhood starts with trauma, continues with trauma, and guess how it ends? That's right, more trauma. But don't worry, you're rescued by people who believe showing their face in public is worse than setting themselves on fire. You're now a foundling, raised by the children of the Watch, a group of Mandalorians so traditional they make Amish people look like EDM DJs. From the moment you can stand, you're trying to fight. Your idea of peekaboo is trying not to get lit on fire by your own wrist-mounted flamethrower. Other kids get juice boxes and cartoon time. You get jetpack drills and lectures about honor. You never take off your helmet in front of anyone, which means you eat in secret, sleep in secret, and definitely cry in secret. Your only form of affection comes from the armorer, occasionally saying, "This is the way," which roughly translates to, "Good luck emotionally processing anything." Flash forward, you're Din Djarin, a fully grown bounty hunter. You have a cool ship, a ton of weapons, and the social skills of a brick. You spend your days capturing criminals, and your nights awkwardly camping out in the desert alone. Your entire vibe screams divorced cowboy who doesn't know how to talk to children. Then one day, you're assigned a bounty. High value, small target, minimal resistance. Easy money, right? You open the bounty's little pod, and boom, there he is. A 50-year-old toddler with the appetite of a garbage disposal and the eyes of a Disney marketing department. Grogu. Baby Yoda, the meme that broke the internet and possibly your will to live. You try to give him to the Empire, you really do. But then he does the look up at you with big eyes thing and yeah, you're cooked. You shoot everyone, take the baby, and now you're a single dad on the run, with zero parenting skills and a flamethrower. Grogu is adorable, but he's also a menace. He touches everything he shouldn't, eats random animals, steals other people's food, and uses the Force like a toddler with no concept of morality. One day he's lifting a mudhorn, the next, he's choking your friend during lunch because she made a joke you didn't even understand. You now spend every waking moment babysitting a force-wielding chaos gremlin who refuses to use words and keeps trying to eat frogs like they owe him money. Meanwhile, bounty hunters and Moff Gideon's crew are after you like it's Black Friday and you're holding the last Baby Yoda plush. At some point, you make the alternate mistake. You take off your helmet, just once, to say goodbye to your tiny green disaster. And what do your fellow Mandalorians do in return? They kick you out. No conversation, no warning, just straight up, you are banished. Now go bathe in some radioactive cave water on a destroyed planet if you want to rejoin our club. So now, on top of dodging Imperial remnants and raising a cryptid in a potato sack, you've got to find the mines of Mandalore. Spoiler, they're buried in a cursed wasteland filled with malfunctioning droids and mythological kaiju. This is the way. The way sucks. Then, somehow, you wind up with the Darksaber. This ancient weapon makes you the rightful ruler of Mandalore. Do you want to be king? No. Do you even know how to swing it properly? Absolutely not. I mean, you look like someone trying to play Fruit Ninja blindfolded. You try to give it to Bo-Katan. She says, "I can't take it unless I win it in combat." Yeah, obviously, it was never going to be that easy, right? So instead of letting her slap you and move on, you end up being reluctant royalty. You're a Mandalorian now, with responsibilities, and a toddler. Eventually, Grogu chooses you over Jello School, which means congratulations, you just beat Luke Skywalker in a parenting contest. Which, thinking about it, probably wasn't that hard because regular Yoda wasn't teaching him that on Dagobah. But anyway, because Grogu chose you, it means your mouth forever stuck with the child, it eats screws and treats the Force like a personal vending machine. He gets a tiny mech suit and all he can say is yes and no, like a Furby possessed by a Sith Lord. You try to raise him right, you even buy a house on a peaceful planet and let him chase frogs for fun. And don't get too comfortable, you know the galaxy is always one bad decision away from pulling you back into the chaos. You've survived battle droids, monsters, the Empire, Mandalorian politics, and most terrifying of all, fatherhood. You've been burned, betrayed, and baby spit on, and somehow you're still standing. Helmet on, kid in hand, one final sigh. This is the way. Yeah, the way sucks.